Hey, what's going on, everybody? Coach Curtis, and I'm with Regatta Fitness, and I'm super excited because I'm going to bring you a beginner strength class for rowers, for ours truly. So, guys, we're going to master a bunch of movements that are definitely going to aid you and help you improve your row, improve your muscular endurance, get you stronger so you just feel good as you're going through those rowing techniques. So, we're going to get warmed up. We're going to use this 45 minutes as efficiently and effectively as possible. So let's dive right in. We're going to go with some down dog, up dog first. So we're here. Anytime you're in the warm up phase of the workout, don't feel like you have to rush anything. If anything feels good, if you want to just hang out in a position like here, maybe this feels awesome, hang out there. Totally fine. All good. We're going to go back and forth for a few reps. I'm just going to use kind of a time base here. That way you guys don't have to worry about how many you're actually doing, and you can just focus on the fact that you're loosening your body and you're getting some blood flow in the proper areas. You can throw in different things like pedaling it out. If you've ever done yoga, this is a really good calf and hamstring stretch. If you bring one heel down, bend the other knee, and kind of just go back and forth, pedal it out, that feels real good. Then you can go back into your upward dog. All right, that's perfect. Let's stand up. Now from there, we're going to continue loosening up the spine. We're just going to rotate side to side. Notice I'm pivoting the foot I'm rotating away from, right? So if I'm rotating to my left, pivoting my right foot, and vice versa, rotating to my right, pivoting the left. We're just loosening that up real quick. Another very important piece to warming up the body that I feel like is neglected often is the neck, right? So let's get some neck rolls. Let's go 5 one way, 5 the other. I try to keep the reps low because at the end of the day, if you do this too much, you get a little dizzy, right? And that's super, super normal. Even 5 each way, you might get a little dizzy. So after doing 5 each direction, if you find that you need to pause real quick, find your balance, your equilibrium again, then you're good to go. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and get into arm circles. So we're here. Let's go 10 forward. Now, as you're bringing your arms through, try to pull your hands towards one another as much as you can, right? So you're getting a really good stretch. You're loosening up the joints. You're stretching the muscles out. And now let's change directions. Same concept in the other direction. Hands are trying to stay as close to each other as possible, even though you're technically pulling them away from one another, but try to keep that squeeze going, keep that tension. You're going to really stretch out the chest and shoulders here. Feels good, feels good. Now, warm up the wrist a little bit. Rotate, right? We're just going to get a few in this direction. Whatever direction you're going, now change directions. This is good. This is good. We're going to switch over to legs. Spread the legs nice and wide. We're going active adductors, right? So that just means we're shifting to the right, getting a really good stretch inside the thigh, down the leg there. To the left, same thing. Down the leg, a little bit past the knee or right to the knee. Should feel a nice, good stretch. It's just like a lateral lunge, right? If you need to, put your hand on or elbow on the knee and just give yourself a little support. We're not staying in these stretches long. The reason why we do reps and we go in and out of these movements is because when you're about to do a strength workout, you don't want to elongate the muscle too much. The whole point of the strength workout is creating contraction in the muscle. Right now, we're doing a little bit of lengthening, but we're not holding it there because we don't want the muscle to be too stretched out, because our whole goal as we get to working is contract and create a little bit more strength and power. Now, actually, I'm sorry, let's open this back up. We're going to pulse real quick for a couple reps. So literally, pulse, tapping the hands on the ground, backing up and out of it. Down, up and out, right? Just getting a really good stretch. Perfect. Excellent. We're almost there, guys. We're going to do a couple more, and then I'm going to begin to explain the circuit we're going to jump into. So let's drop back down. We're going to take one arm. It's called threading the needle. So you're going to lift this arm up, bring it through, get your shoulder towards the ground, come right back, bring it through, shoulder towards the ground. If you can get your shoulder on the ground, that's amazing. You're going to get a really good twist in the spine. Beautiful. All right, let's switch sides. Good. Excellent. We're in our push-up position now, right? So we're up, step, come right back, step, come right back. You'll notice as you step, you're going to get a really deep stretch, inner part of the thigh, but we're opening up the glutes and the hips as well here. Going to sit there for just a second, alternate and switch sides. Also, feel free to drop the hip a little bit, right? In yoga, they might tell you to engage and keep it up. Right now, we're actually trying to sit down, open it up just a little bit more. All right, last thing I want us to do, make sure our core is ready to go, turned on. We're going to just hold a plank, right? So we're going to try to do that for a minute. So let's go ahead and pop right in. Now, I'm not concerned about you getting the entire minute. Let's say you're 30 seconds in, 40 seconds in, and you're like, tired. Drop to the knees, give yourself a break, pop back up as soon as you feel like you're ready to go, right? There's no reason why you can't stop for a second and then continue to push the threshold, right? That's the whole goal of what you want to do anytime you do strength training. Challenge yourself, get yourself working towards the threshold of what you're capable of, and then see if you can break through that. And sometimes that means taking a quick breather, a quick rest, and then jumping right back into it, right? Here we go. If you're like me, staying still in a plank is hard to do. So I like to go back and forth a little bit, bob a little. There's nothing that's going to take away from the core work you're going to do, right? All that's good. The issues that we want to avoid is butt too high or even too low, right? We want to stay as level as we can. Now, that was a minute. So as far as class goes today, we're going to be doing a every minute on the minute circuit for 10 minutes. So what that means is we got 2 exercises. That's it. Just 2. But you have 10 reps to do for each exercise. And then each round, you have however much time you have. Let's say you start at 0 seconds. You do the 10 reps and you're done at 25 seconds. Now you have 35 seconds left to rest before you get to the top of the minute, which is the indicator to start the next exercise. So what we're going to be doing is a lower body push and an upper body pull. Again, super, super important. When we're talking about the row, we know the legs are a major, major factor in the row, right? So we definitely want to be working the quads. We want to be working the legs, 100%. The lawnmower row, that's going to aid that pulling piece, right? We know that the legs are doing the majority of the work, but it's never going to hurt to get a little bit stronger up here, right? So with that being said, quad squats are first, lawnmower rows are second. Let me demo those for you real quick, and then we'll get ready to jump right in. So quad squats first. We're going to be here. So you want your feet right next to each other. I'm talking touching as best you can. If that's a little too close, scoot out a tiny bit, right? But ideally touching. Goblet position with the dumbbell. If that's uncomfortable, you can hold it this way. Some people literally hold the handle. It's all about comfort for you at this point, right? So we're sitting back and down, right? So if I turn to the side, feet are together, sitting back and down, getting as much range of motion as you can. Your range of motion is going to be shortened because your legs are together. You can't sit all the way down the same way in this position. It's just not happening, right? So get as much as you can. Quad squats are number 1 for 10 reps. Number 2, we're going lawnmower rows. We're still standing. Of course, you'll rest for the time you have at the top of the minute. Lawnmower row means we're here, pull and twist, right? Like you're starting a lawnmower, right? So reach, right? As long as you have that explosive action, pinch your shoulder blade and get your lat turned on as you're going through that, you're going to be in a really, really good place. Now, the only thing with that is you're going to do 10 reps on the quad squat. You're going to do 10 reps on one arm on the row for the first 4 rounds. On the 5th round, we're going to try to switch halfway, so I'll let you know real quick. Hey, I'm sorry. On the 10th round, we're going to do both sides. So we've got 10 seconds until we start. Let's get you going in 5. Quad squats first. When we get to that 5th round on the lawnmower row, I'll remind you. But here we go. Time's on. So we're sitting back and down. Remember, we want 10 of these, as low as you can. At first, you're going to be like, oh, that's not too bad. Feels pretty good, right? Once we get a couple rounds into this, with that short break, our breaks are probably going to be living around 35 to 30 seconds. You're going to feel that really start to catch up to you after a little bit, right? So 10 reps, then rest and relax. What I was trying to say about the last round on the rows, instead of stopping on one side, we've got to balance it out. We're going to do 10 on one arm and 10 on the other for the last round. But for the first couple rounds, we'll just focus on one arm. So everybody start with the right arm so we don't get confused, and you're good to go. We've got about 15 seconds left to rest before we get to the top of the next minute, and we're going to jump in. We're going to get 10 on this arm. Now, the one other thing I do want to say, everybody at home is going to be on different levels. This is for a beginner. That's time. Here we go. Let's go. So technically, this workout is for a beginner, but if you find that you're doing it and you're like, hey, you know what? I've got more in the tank. 10's just not enough. Or the weights you grabbed are not significant enough to make sure that 10 reps, because that is something that can be changed as well. Rest, assuming you did all 10. That is something that can be changed as well. You have two options. You're either going up in reps or you're going up in weight. Either one. Doesn't matter which you choose. Right now, I would say going up in weight is going to be a little bit more important, because there is going to be a day in the strength program where you have endurance built in, so you don't have to worry about the endurance as much, which the higher reps will give you, right? This day is about strength, so go up in weight as best you can. We got 10 seconds before we get back into quad squats, right? So I'm going to do it from this side in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. All right. So we got 10 there. Now we're going to rest until we get to the left arm, right? So if you are challenging yourself with weight, if you're making sure that your form is good, your heart rate should start getting up at this point. You should be sweating a little bit, and we're going to really try to push it. Now, if you have, like I said, the weight's accessible and you decide, you know what, I got more in the tank, please go up. That's the whole goal. Go up, challenge yourself. We want you getting stronger, right? Also, if this is your first time, don't feel like you have to go too crazy. Work with what you're capable with doing right now. We'll get better over time. Let's start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Now, complete side note, if you're ever watching me go and you're counting my reps and I do more than what's required, sometimes I just want to do more. But more often than not, it's probably because I'm talking and I can't count and talk at the same time. So I find myself doing a few extra just to make sure I hit the mark, right? So at the end of the day, like I said, a couple extra reps, not going to hurt. Push that weight if you can. If this is your first class, if you feel like you're a couple classes in, but you still got to go at a nice, comfortable pace, don't go too crazy. You will get the results if you do these things right. And ultimately, being safe is the most important thing, right? So let's start those squats. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I'm going to purposely slow my squats down. My weight here is maybe not heavy as I should be going, right? So for me, if I slow them down a little bit, it's going to create a little more time under tension. It's going to make it so I feel a little bit more in these muscles, even though I could go heavier, right? So like I said, there's many different ways you can make this harder. But for now, focus on the simple things you know how to do well, right? Keep those legs close. Get that range of motion. Butt back and down. Come on. Pretty sure I lost count. So that's got to be over 10. That's good. Yep. 20 seconds of rest here. So we'll take that rest. We're going back to the right arm. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is great. It's a good pace. Keep yourself going. Keep your heart rate up. Right arm coming up. Go up in weight if you can. At minimum, crush it with the weight that you have. Do this. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I think I did a couple extra, but that's okay. One thing I want to add into that as well is 2 different components you can focus on here. Hand off of the knee, suspended in air, requires more stability, more body control. Hand on the knee gives you a little bit more stabilization so you can focus on the strength of your row. And since today is strength, I would recommend hand on the knee. It's going to be a good place to go, especially if you're going up in weight, right? If you don't have heavier weights, take your hand off the knee. Create more of a challenge there. That's going to help you as well, right? So we've got 10 seconds before we get into some more squats. Then we're going back to the left arm after that. So 5, 4, 3, 2, here we go. Beautiful. Awesome. Rest up. Getting ready for the left arm. We're doing a really, really good job, guys. We're almost there. We're going to do left arm, back to squats. And then if I'm not mistaken, that next round is going to be both arms. And we're going to rest. I'm going to explain what we're doing for circuit number 2. And we're going to go from there. So 10 seconds. Let's get back into our squats. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good. Awesome. All right. Let's rest. Relax. Getting ready for our rows. Guys are doing an awesome, awesome job. Let's get rows on both sides here. We got 14 seconds. Keep it up. Guys, remember, this is your workout. Push yourself as much as you can. If you need more rest, all you got to do is take it. That's it. All right? 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. I think I did extra, but that's all right. I'll take it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Rest. We'll do one more set of squats, then we're good to go. Guys, doing an awesome job. Remember, the whole point of what you're doing right now is to push yourself. So if you're tired, pat yourself on the back. That's what we want. Squats. Ready? Go. There's your last round, so maybe you do a couple extra. Maybe you go until your legs are telling you, nah, I don't got any more, right? Push it. See what you can do. Stay strong. Stay focused. Squeeze them out. Come on. Awesome. We're going to stop there. So, guys, that is the end of circuit 1. Perfect job. We're going to get ready for circuit 2. What we're going to be doing is a sumo deadlift and dumbbell upright rows. Now, sumo deadlift, if you have a dumbbell or two would probably be preferred because you can definitely do a lot of weight on a deadlift, usually more than you can on squat or anything else, right? So challenge yourself there. Make sure when it comes to deadlifts, the deadlift is hip dominant versus knee dominant. Now with the dumbbells, we were sitting back and down, right? Keeping our chest upright as much as possible. In this position, I'm going to show you from the side because it's a lot better view. Let me actually show you foot position. You want your toes turned out, right? So you're going to be about here, relatively a little wider than the hips, but also too wide is going to feel like crap. So don't force it, right? Find a comfortable position, relatively wider than the hips, dumbbells in front, focus on hinge only. Come right back up. Hinge, right back up. Notice my shoulders are down and back. My back's really neutral, right? I've also got 2 dumbbells. I'm holding them like so, right? Hinging. They're going straight up and down. Those dumbbells are not traveling forward and back. That's going to put pressure on your back. We don't want to do that. Dumbbell straight up and down. If you have 1 dumbbell and you want to focus on that, focus on the 1 dumbbell. That's okay as well. Try to push yourself again, best you can, right? But all about the hip hinge and make sure your spine is super, super neutral. Same reps. I don't want to confuse anybody. Let's keep it at 10 reps. Dumbbells, we're going to go upright rows. So we're here, upright row. Now, that's one version. The version I like is up with a little bit of an external rotation. 15s might be a little bit heavy, right? So I might go down to the 12s. We'll see how that goes. But pulling up, rotating a little bit at the top, right back down, right? Now, we've got about 25 seconds before we want to start. So remember, pick a weight that you're comfortable with. The sumo deadlift, you'll shock yourself. You probably do a little more than you think, but start light and then maybe adjust as we go. So we're going to start in 12 seconds. Let's get 10 reps of the sumo deadlift. We'll rest to the top of the minute, and then we'll go for 10 on the upright row. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hinge. Come right back up. Hinge, shoulders down and back. Keep your back really flat, best you can, right? The whole point is to stay safe, then get strong. Safety first, then strength next, right? So if you're trying to go heavier, but you find yourself rounding and losing the structure and the integrity of the movement, go a little lighter. Focus on form first, right? Shoulders down and back, butt goes back, really deep hinge, come right back. You should feel a good stretch in the back of your hamstrings, even into your butt a little bit, right? I'm pretty sure that's over 10. So we're going to stop there. Give yourself a little break, little breather. I'm going to grab my 12s, hang out here until the top of the minute, get ready for the upright rows. Now, remember, shoulder external rotation at the top is really good for the shoulder so you don't put yourself in this impingement position, right? So that's what I would recommend. Go light enough to be able to do that. We're going to pull in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Elbows up, little rotation. Little rotation. Elbows come up first, then rotate. Dumbbells up second, right? Pull up. Almost there, guys. Believe that's 5. Good. I think I did 12, but you know what? I like doing a couple extra reps when possible, right? So I'm going to do that. We're going to rest for the next 28 seconds, and then we're going to jump right back into sumo deadlifts. Now, on this one, of course, you don't have to worry about right arm, left arm, right arm, left arm. We're just doing 2 hands for both exercises the entire time. So just catch your breath. One of the best ways to get your heart rate down is breathing through the nose. If you get really good at breathing in and out of your nose while working out, you're going to really be able to control your heart rate and improve your cardiovascular. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hinge. Right back up. Hinge. Right back up. Yep. Good. No more than parallel with the ground. Don't try to go like way down here. Right? Too much and it goes right to your back. I felt that right away. I shouldn't have even demoed that. Straight parallel. That's it. About here. Right back up. Right about there. Right back up. No need to break parallel because then it's just your lower back taking all the brunt of the weight, the external weight that you're holding. We don't want to do that. Not worth it. Not even one bit. Good. Come on. I'm going to do a couple more because I lost count. I'll finish at the 40-second mark. Give myself 20 seconds of rest. It's perfect, guys. Keep it up. That's 3 rounds. 7 more to go. Move these over a bit. Grab my 12s. 5 seconds. Upright row. Little shoulder external rotation. And go. Good. 11. Keep it up. So what I'm doing there is I decided to go up to 15. One, because the 15-pounders, believe it or not, even though it's a small jump, 12 to 15, 15-pounders, a little bit too heavy for the shoulder. It's not loving the movement. 12 feels perfectly fine, but I know I can do a couple more reps. So I'm going to compromise there. I'm going up in the reps, so I'm increasing the volume and the work that the muscle group has to do without compromising the form or bothering my shoulder any more than I need to, right? So never work through pain. Figure out a way around it. That's the best thing we can do. We're starting sumos in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. I can't help it, guys. I'm doing more reps because the weights are a little bit lighter than I'd like them to be, but that's okay. Next time, I'm just going to make sure I have heavier weights with me. That's how we fix that problem, right? So focus on getting strong. Catch a breath in through the nose. See if you can go out the nose. That'll calm you down real quick. I promise you that's going to improve your cardiovascular endurance dramatically. Just takes practice. And this is a good place to practice. Ready? Upright row. Here we go. People underestimate the amount of cardio you can get while doing strength training. But if you understand how to strength train smarter, not necessarily harder, but if you do it smarter, order of exercise absolutely matters, makes a massive difference, right? If you understand how to do that stuff, you're going to be able to essentially get a lot of different benefits from one workout. You don't have to do a strength workout and just work on strength, or a cardio workout and just work on cardio, or so on and so forth, right? Like, you can mix a bunch of different modalities into one. You can make a strength training workout really, really good for your endurance, especially your muscular endurance, which is going to be one of the most important factors to be able to last on that rower. Muscular endurance is huge. Ability to filter lactic acid, huge, right? So get ready. We're sumo deadlifting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hinge. Stay focused, guys. You're doing a phenomenal job. I know this is tiring. I know it's a lot of reps. I know it adds up, right? But there's no reason why you can't knock this out of the park. Just stay focused, stay the course. If it gets really heavy and your body starts getting tired, lower the weight a little bit. That's okay, right? It's not a sprint. This is a marathon. We want to last for the long haul. We want to feel good. We want to move good. We want to move better going into our older age as we grow, right? So don't think about just destroying this here and now. Think about where you want to be a couple years from now, 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, right? And then focus on that. That's how we should train. That's how we're going to grow and get better, right? So we're almost there, guys. 10 seconds. We're going to get into our upright rows. We're going to crush it. Stay focused. 3, 2, 1. Yep. Come on. Good. All right, relax, rest. We got about 28 seconds before we get into the next round. Breathe. Shake it out. You probably got a little bit of lactic acid building up. Doing the same exercise for 5 sets, 10 reps. You're doing 50 reps of deadlifts at minimum, right? And then you're doing 50 reps of upright rows at minimum. Muscles are going to feel it. Going to be a little tired. That's okay. Shake it out. Let that lactic acid dissipate. Let's get ready for the next one. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Side note, don't pick up the weights like I just picked them up. That was a bad example as a coach. I'm going to call myself out on that. That is a quick way to hurt your back, especially maybe you get lucky and it doesn't happen while you're working out because all your muscles are turned on, they're active, your core is tight, it's good. But it's not a good habit to build because the amount of people that I have seen over the years, and I've been coaching for a long time, going on 10 years in 3 or 4 months, right? The amount of people that I've seen over the years hurt their backs just by doing this to get a pen or pick a piece of paper up off the ground. It's too many. So me doing this, bad example. Don't do that as best you can. Let's get down and pick those weights up, right? That way we keep your back safe. And honestly, it's going to set the example or the patterning needed to remember as we go into our everyday lives so we don't do something silly and hurt our back while picking up a pen, right? Here we go. Almost there, guys. This is it. I just realized this is the last round. We're wrapping it up. Time flies. Come on, stay focused, stay strong. Doing a really good job. Last round, maybe do as many reps as you can, right? Especially if the weight you felt like was on the lighter side. You felt like you could have did more. Come on, burn it out. Crush it. Don't compromise form. Stay focused. All right. Beautiful, beautiful work. Guys, pat yourself on the back. That's a great freaking job. I hope you feel good. Now, I hope you didn't think I was going to leave you hanging. Just do legs and upper body and not do core. Core is a major, major part of rowing. You need to be stable. You need to be strong. Honestly, the way that I think of core is it's your foundation. If you don't strengthen and build your foundation, the rest of the house, for lack of a better metaphor, is going to fall apart. We don't want that. We want everything to stay strong. It all starts from here, right? So let's get some core work in. I'm going to move these weights out the way. I'm going to break down what we're doing, and we're going to jump right in. Now, we're going to change the structure of the core work just a little bit, right? So we've got 6 minutes of work to do nonstop, right? AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. You have a certain number of reps for each exercise, and then you reset, go back to the beginning, right? So what you want to do is tall plank shoulder taps for 20 reps. It's going to be 10 on each side. So come with me down to the ground for a second. So we're in our push-up position, right? Tap, 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 tap. That was 4 reps, right? You're going to count each shoulder tap as a rep. What we're doing is 20 of them. After your 20 shoulder taps, get into a side plank. Doesn't matter what side because you're doing both. Tap, tap, tap. We want 10 on one side, flip. Let's get 10 on the other side. And then one of my favorites that's very underestimated is Superman's, but we're going to add in a little bit of shoulder blade retraction. So what we're going to be doing here is coming up, coming down, right back, right? Up, pull and engage, right back. But you got to keep your butt really tight. You got to keep your back tight. We want to make sure we stay elevated and up the entire time we're doing the engagement. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to start us in the next 22 seconds. We're going to be down on the ground for the whole time. We're going to go with that tall plank shoulder tap, side plank hip taps, Superman with the retraction. Now, 20 on the shoulder taps, 10 on each side, so 20 on the side plank hip taps, and then we're only going to do 6 on the Superman. So let's get up. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1. We've got 6 minutes of work, people. So I don't care if you go slow. I don't care if you go fast. Right now, this is all about you, what you're capable of, what you want to do, what you want to get out of this. So push yourself as much as possible. But the goal, ultimately, over time, this is a great opportunity to continue to build endurance, especially that muscular endurance that is so important when it comes to our rowing, right? So if you can, stay active and stay moving for the whole 6 minutes. Ideally, right? If you don't get the whole 6 minutes, don't feel bad. It's okay. Take the break. As we continue, as we progress, you're going to feel that improvement. You're going to feel yourself grow. Now, you might have just noticed me adjust here. I'm going to stop for a second because shoulder right over the elbow is very important. So make sure this elbow is straight line. We don't want it here. We also don't want this down slope. We want a straight line from the elbow to the shoulder. I got 5 more on this side. Now, After doing all those upright rows, you're probably going to feel that a bit. It's not a bad thing. We want the shoulder to be a little bit tired. That's how it's going to get stronger, right? Perfect. Flip over on your stomach, arms out in front. What you're going to do is engage, pull, come right back, release. Engage, pull down, right back, release. If you've ever been in the gym and done a lat pull down, think about that. Think about engaging those same muscles, right? That's 3. We need 6. 4. Come on. 5. 6. If you've passed me, if you're going quicker than me, great job. That's amazing. Pat yourself on the back. Wide stance in these tall plank shoulder taps, right? That's important because when you tap, you don't want to be all over the place moving. To get more core work, you want to stay stable. You want to stay strong. Least amount of bounce, most amount of control, right? Focus. All right, I'm going to switch which shoulder I start with. So I'm here. Stay focused. There we go. Good. Other side. This hand can be anywhere you want it to be, by the way. Hips, up, stomach, you choose. I like to leave it up. It's just a personal preference. Beautiful. All right. Superman's. I forgot for a second myself. All right. Arms up. Engage. Pull. Release. Engage. Pull. Release. Believe it or not, this might be the hardest one, depending on what stuff you got to work on. Perfect. Tall plank. Good. 2-minute warning. Sweet. Other side. Good work. Onto your stomach. Superman time. Up. Engage. Don't lack on the engagement. Up. Really tighten the back. Release. Up. Pull back. Shoulder blades touching. They probably won't actually touch. They might. But try. All right, I'm going to give you a slightly different perspective on the tall plank taps, just changing my body direction so you can see how stable the whole body should be as you go through this movement. Almost there. Got about 32 seconds. I'm going to see if I can at least get these side planks done. Good. Other side. I think I got it. I got 14 seconds left. Sweet. Guys, that was absolutely perfect. That was a really, really solid strength workout today. Now, super important if you truly want to get stronger, but continue to move better and feel better. Mobility and stretching is huge. I've got a lot of on-demand mobility classes, so if you want to go do that after something like this, there's some short ones, 15 minutes that you can jump on. But for right now, we should stretch. We should loosen up the body. One of my favorite ones first, we're going to start standing. If you've ever done yoga, then you've done a forward fold. All you got to do is hang over and just let your body do the work, right? You might find yourself a little off balance, so spread your feet a little bit if you need to, but hang out here. And then a fun little trick to see if you actually have a little bit more flexibility than you think. Let's take a big breath in, big inhale, and then sigh when you release, like a really relaxing exhale. Ready? And naturally, all of a sudden, I got maybe another half inch, maybe another inch, give or take, right? You could even do it twice, right? Another time. Big inhale. Pay attention to how much more you get. It seems minimal, but all you're doing is getting your body in this relaxed state to accept the stretch. You don't want your muscles to fight against you. You want them to be on board. You want them to be team flexibility, right? So if you can get yourself in this more relaxed, calm state, let yourself cool down, it's going to be a lot better. Now, from there, let's get into a pigeon pose. So we're actually going to go back down for this one. What you want to do is bring the knee up, right? Now, back leg is straight. This foot can be as far out as 90 degrees. I don't have that mobility and flexibility, not yet. So mine actually comes in at a bit of an angle, right? You go as far as you can. Now you can get yourself all the way to the ground on the elbows. You can hang out here. One way to increase the stretch without having to get down, which can be hard, especially if you got tightness going on here, is just push the hip towards the ground. So right now, it's hard to see because it's not my other side, but the left hip, I'm shifting downward. It's deepening the stretch a little bit. Now, like I said, you don't want your body to fight you. So if you try to deepen that stretch too much, too aggressively, guess what's going to happen? Your body's going to fight you. It's not going to want to let you in. So big breath, relax. Best thing you can do is get yourself in that parasympathetic state, which is really just when you're resting, right? It allows your body to be calm, to be relaxed, not feel like it's on edge. So when you're trying to do a stretch like this, your body is open and willing to accepting the stretch, which in turn should help you improve flexibility as you go down the road, right? So let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Knee up. Now, here, I'm a lot closer to 90. I don't know if you can see, I'll get out the way. A lot closer to 90 here. Just because you're off on one side, or I should say, not 100% symmetrical, not the end of the world. It's totally okay. It just means you've got a little more work to do on one side than the other. And sometimes, believe it or not, it's a matter of certain muscles not activating to help you with the stretch. That's a whole nother rabbit hole we can go down. But if you know that you have some stuff going on the left side that's just not working the same as your right side, that could be part of it. It might not even be your flexibility. It could be something slightly, I shouldn't say unrelated because it's all related, but slightly unrelated to the actual lengthening of your muscle. Whole nother rabbit hole we can go down. But if you come jump in one of my mobility classes, odds are I'll probably talk about it there at least once or twice. Hang out here for another couple seconds. We're almost there, guys. Looks good, looks good. All right, let's back out of that. Now, something as simple as sitting, reaching for the toes is a good one for the hamstrings. When you have nothing but yourself and a mat, that's an awesome one. If you've got other tools and implements, like a strap, wrapping that strap around your foot and pulling yourself, pulling your leg up and trying to keep your leg straight. Awesome way to do it. One of my favorite ones is laying next to the edge of a wall. So if you're at a corner, you can essentially put your leg up the wall and have your other leg hanging straight down. So that way you get a really good hamstring stretch on one side at a time and then just flip over and do the other side. That's one of my favorites because I don't actually have to do anything. I don't have to hold a strap. I get to just let my leg sit there. So great stretching. Good job today, guys. Awesome work. Guys, my name is Coach Curtis. I'm here with Regatta Fitness. And anytime you need a good workout, dive in that on-demand library. We're here for you. And I hope to see you next time.